my goodness. Hello, everybody. It is meme day on the HK7Y lineup. I hope you're all as excited as I am because I am so excited for what's to come. And we're starting it off with a banger, but I'll let my commentators handle that when we get to it. First off, if you're here from Rando Day yesterday, why aren't you asleep? Same here though. And if you're not, don't worry. We still have so many banger runs for you coming up here. And I cannot be more thrilled. I want to give a big thank you to all the runners who are coming out to run for this event today, especially Fruno, who literally picked up this event like a month or two ago. Invented this run with Oat, and learned it specifically for today, which is insane. So thank you to all the runners, thank you to all the comms. I seriously, this community is just amazing. Thank you to L for restreaming, and yeah, okay. We're going to get on. I'm going to leave the call and let my dearest Oat and AP take over from me here. Thank you so much. I'll see you later.
Hey there, meme dayers.
Hey there, a Hollow Knight community.
Happy 7-year anniversary of Hollow Knight and happy meme day.
To day 2, day of the memes.
I think neither of us is really tired from Rando Day yesterday.
No, definitely not. Yeah. Definitely got an appropriate amount of sleep.
But yeah, we're really excited to bring you commentary for Fruno's Stinky % showcase. This is a really cool, really challenging speed run where you all but beat the game. You need to unlock the white defender fight, and so you have to get all 3 dreamers. So that does make routing options sort of interesting, which we can probably talk about that in a little bit. But you unlock all the dreamers to unlock the white defender fight, and then you defeat white defender 5 times to get a poop statue made of the knight. So quite a stinky little speed run.
Yeah, this feels like a great run to kind of ease our transition from Rando Day to Meme Day, because I think it really came from like Rando Connection putting an item at killing Dung Defender 5 times, or White Defender 5 times, and being
That's
like, hey,
true, yeah.
what if this was just a speed run that people did? And so this is maybe like, this is probably the first time that most people are watching a run of Stinky %, because it hasn't really been run very much at all.
Yeah, I am pretty sure Fruno is the only one who's run it. I mean, yeah, it's not a category extension that you'll find on the board.
If you want to change that, you should do a run of it yourself. And if we get enough people, it can definitely become an official meme category on the leaderboard.
Yeah. But we're starting out as usual in King's Pass, so this first split is going to be pretty standard, picking up Vengeful Spirit, and you'll hear a lot about that today. I think in other runs we have to do this area in Hollow Knight every time, unless you play rando and you get to have a random start location.
Oh, true. But yeah, get used to these KP people arrives. We're going to be seeing a whole bunch of them today. And yeah, let's see, is there anything important? I guess we should talk about the strict requirements for this run, which we said earlier. In order to get access to the White Defender fight, you need all 3 Dreamers. So that is important. But then also, just to get to the room where it is, you do need Dive, which makes it pretty significantly different from any %.
Yes.
Because you're not going to need to worry about getting Lantern, because you can get Dive to be your peak access. But then also, just like needing to beat White Defender means you kind of need to be a lot better have a lot better equipment for fighting bosses.
Yeah, you definitely want some damage output. I think White Defender has the same amount of health as the Radiant, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like 800 or something.
But is significantly more punishing as you get to the later fights, which I think White Defender 5 does. Is it like 6 masks of damage, or is it more than that even?
I think it goes 1 mask, 2 mask, 3 masks potentially, but I think the last 2 you're pretty much like having to do the fights hitless. So
Yeah.
we'll
And because of that, Furno's going to be over charming pretty much all of the fights.
yeah. Since
Because
we
at
gotta...
that point, it doesn't matter. You can't get hit anyways.
Yep. Simply defeat White Defender 5 times without getting hit. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad, right? Smile?
Smile. But yeah, I think when we were thinking about the route initially, we were thinking about, you know, the different ways, and obviously Apress pointed out the differences. Like we need to pick up dive, so we don't need Geo for Lantern, but you sort of start to get into these like theoretical different routes, right? So we're doing somewhat of an any percent run by picking up all the Dreamers. So for any percent, there's a C- route and an Isma's route, based on what different skips you can do with each of those items. And so I think we're doing actually another route, which is more reminiscent of a 1XX run, which Fruno runs 107, so they're very comfortable doing a route like this. But we'll go into city, so we'll pick up the city crest here. You can see Fruno staying in the false knight fight, not breaking that gate to get out early. We'll get dive, we'll pick up a simple key, and then we'll pick up C-. And so the limiting factor for where you need either C- or Ismas, and it's not negotiable, is, at least in an NMG run, is to get Monomon. So C- will allow us to pick up Monomon.
And importantly, going into Peak lets us get Shopkeeper's Key while we're there, which lets us buy Elegant Key and get Shade Soul, which is a huge damage increase, and is really gonna make these White Defender fights bearable.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not bearable, but more bearable.
More bearable, for sure.
Yeah, if you're ever just like, I want to run any percent, but THK is such a boring boss to have at the end. I want something that's just way harder and more likely to make me reset my run. Stinky percent might be the thing for you.
Well, I think if you were doing a Stinky percent run and you got all the way to the end, you wouldn't reset when you get to White Defender.
I mean, no, you're
away
right.
all your progress.
Well, if people wanted to truly optimize, and there are some
guess
people
true.
who want to truly optimize.
I think that your mistake is optimizing your speed runs to such a high level.
No, you're definitely right, but I mean, hey, if you're the kind of person that sounds like a good time to you,
Yeah.
maybe take a look. But also maybe get help.
Maybe get help. But yeah, so after we get Shade Soul, which is our aforementioned damage output, we're gonna do a little mini waterways tour. And while we're down there defeating Dung Defender, which we have to do, we're gonna pick up Fluke Nest, which combined with Shade Soul is like just increases our damage output. So again, makes those White Defender fights a little more comfortable. And then after that, we just go pick up all 3 Dreamers. Very simple. So, you know, the very easy, simple, not infuriating fights, Watcher Knights and Umu.
Which actually, I think it's going to be something very satisfying about seeing these fights done with Shade Soul Flukes for anyone who does run any percent.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, very simple, very straightforward, you know. And then we'll go fight White Defender 5 times.
Yeah.
And then the run is over. So.
But yeah, I mean, we've kind of been glossing over standard early game things that are happening here. But yeah, Furno's picked up VS, gone through Ancestral Mound, is now heading into Green Path. Has a good amount of geo, which is going to be important for buying E key later on. And is going to be, I actually don't remember off the top of my head, looking at the route notes a little bit, what green path geo we're getting, but I know there are, that we need quite a bit.
Yeah, it looks like we're doing Moss Knight, but I think we're gonna skip Vengefly King.
Okay.
We want to end up with a little under 500 geo out of green path. Oof, and very close on those fireball skips. But this is a nice backup here, yeah, with the squint. Our friend Eric.
Thanks, Eric. Eric behaved pretty well there.
Yeah.
See, there's another opportunity for a fireball skip here if Bruno goes for it.
Ooh.
Ooh, got a good jump off of it, but that first turnaround maybe just a little off, but that looked like it was gonna make it. Unfortunately, yeah, that's the kind of the risk with going for the fireball skip, is then the man pogo husks can be in the man pogo men can be in kind of a really awkward position to get that pogo off of them.
You mean the bestie bonk husk?
The bestie bonk, the besties.
The bestie.
Gonna be going for killing this Moss Knight here.
Ooh.
To get that double.
Very nice.
There's, yeah, pretty particular setup that people will do to manipulate the Moss Knight into jumping back right away to get that fireball to double.
I think it's interesting some of the differences in combat we'll see, especially if you think about a traditional sort of any percent route where your main damage output is Vengeful Spirit, and with Shaman Stone equipped, you're going for a lot of those fireball doubles. But when we have flukes later, we'll see some differences in the combat, doing things like pre-fluking as bosses are spawning, or going for multi-hit with the fluke, which is where their hitboxes linger. So it looks like we actually did get Vengefly King. Maybe we were feeling a little low on Geo, or the route changed. Now we're cleaning up Moss Knights.
Yeah, unfortunately not coming in with as much soul as you'd want to make that super quick, but Bruno handles it nicely. It takes one hit, so two health going into Hornet's not great, but definitely doable.
Super doable. And we've got a comfortable amount of soul here as well.
Yeah. I wonder, between all of meme day today and main day tomorrow, what's the lowest health we're gonna see someone walk into Hornet with?
Well, I mean, there is a theoretical minimum, I guess. Ooh.
Right, but do we see that?
I think probably, but
okay. A couple calls there, but gets through Hornet. Okay.
Not setting up the Hornet Shade Skip today. You love to see it.
You really do. 1xx Hornet at heart, truly. If you're not finishing a Hornet fight at one health, really, what are you doing?
You're not damage tanking optimal. I mean, that's just what it comes down to.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've gotten Vengeful Spirit, we've gotten Dash, our third piece of movement in our sort of basic movement toolkit is Mantis Claw. So we're on our way over to Mantis Village now to pick that up. So this is pretty nice movement down to Fungal Waste. A lot of runners really enjoy this split.
Yeah, this is the split that makes me think like, oh, maybe I should come back to doing more speed runs.
Coming out of retirement for Fungal Drop?
For Fungal Drop, honestly. Bruno is going to make a detour here to pick up the Shroomel Charm Notch and get a pretty good amount of Geo from fighting them too. But yeah, in order to put on Shaman and Flukes later on, we need at least one extra Charm Notch. Thankfully, you also get a full heal for that, so don't need to worry about damage tanking at all during that fight.
Yeah, and some pretty convenient geo there as well. That's sort of part of the, I guess, 1XX inspiration for this route. In a 1XX category where you get everything in the game, you do have to get that charm notch.
Well, charm notches aren't percent, so you don't need to get the charm notches actually.
No way, but that's a fast charm notch to get.
But it's a fast charm notch. You want charm notches. They're just good to have.
True. Wow, I can't believe I'm lying on the internet. Charm notches
Wow.
aren't percent.
Yeah, charm notches aren't percent.
This shows how
I mean,
much
yeah, they don't
1XX
get
I
all of
watch.
the Saluber notches in 1XX because
Oh.
they're expensive.
Wow, who knew? Oh no. Oh yeah, we've got an e-pogo here. You will probably see a lot of different variations of e-pogo. Oh, very close.
I think had the height, I maybe missed the drop the input for the dash there.
Yeah.
We
Oh, and
will
we're going
see.
again.
Oh, okay.
I love this.
I
Oh, we're
respect it.
healing. Okay. We're healing and we're
doing some soul gathering, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, I respect this. It's like, this is a showcase. Who cares if it's probably faster at this point to go the other way around? We're showing off ePogo.
We're showing off e-pogo. And we're healing. You
And
love
we're
to see it.
healing.
Yeah. Very good.
Making sure to come in with a fireball for Mantis Pogo here.
Ooh.
Okay, a little bit scary. Okay, we're gonna be going around, gonna be healing. I like it. I think this is a smart decision.
Yeah. I think that was some pretty good soul gathering. It's nice on those one fireball e-pogo setups that you really don't, you just need 3 hits. So not too much to go gather that soul, because Mantis Safari, if you end up going around, it's like 20 seconds or something.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
And of course, not quitting out here like a normal any percent run would do, because we have that city crest and we need to go use it.
Yeah. So yeah, health kind of important there as well, because you're coming through the split. You're not just quitting out and going back to a bench. We're continuing on into city.
Yeah, and thankfully once in city, Fruna will be able to pick up a bench not too long after that, so.
Yes.
It's a good checkpoint, and make sure you have health going into Sanctum, because you want to have health going into Sanctum.
Yeah, you definitely do. Especially at this point, we have just Vengeful Spirit, and we have no Shaman Stone.
No Shaman Stone. Not even a Fury for Soul Master.
Not even a Fury. Oh. Here's that bench, though. I assume it's Coral Bench.
Yeah, Coral Bench.
Okay. That makes sense. Because, yeah, we're going to head to the left when we get down here to go get a nail upgrade. So I guess you do have a nail upgrade for Sanctum.
Oh,
which
that's
is
true.
nice.
Yeah. Although, kind of... Not the greatest boss to use it against. Soulmaster doesn't really want to let you get very many nail hits off. But I mean, it makes a difference still.
Yeah.
And will definitely make a difference in all the White Defender fights later on.
For sure. Because I think usually if bosses' health does scale with nail upgrades, it doesn't start scaling until nail 2.
It really depends on the boss, but like my general, like the way that I categorize which bosses scale and which ones don't, like if it's a boss that's meant to be fought in the late game, it probably doesn't scale health. But if it's something that you could fight like reasonably at any time during the game, then it probably scales. So like none of the Dream boss like refight scale, but all of the Dream Warriors do. Watcher Knights scale, but they scale pretty slowly and not until Nail 2. So yeah, actually I don't think we fight anything that scales with Nail health in this run. Or sorry,
nice.
that scales health with Nail upgrades in this run.
Okay. Also, I lied earlier. White Defender has 1,600 health.
That's so much health.
It's a lot of health. Not 800. So twice as much as I said.
Yeah.
Kachale, Lias of Helmedelker.
So yeah, quick lem cell here on our way up into Sanctum.
Yeah, important geo spending that's coming up is needing 150 for the storerooms toll, needing 220 to pick up Shaman in a little bit, needing 800 for E-Key. So geo definitely important, but most of what we need for the rest of the run I think comes from the Sanctum chest, and so I don't need to worry too much about it at this point. I don't think I'm missing. I mean, there's like DV Stag is another thing down the line, but that's not for forever. Storm Stag might be 200.
That sounds correct.
That sounds right. My bad. Now I'm like on the internet.
We would never spread misinformation on the internet.
Here we go, entering Sanctum. Had a nice little first soul twister. Oh.
Elevator trouble.
Yeah, put into elevator jail for a little bit.
Ooh, very nice.
Ooh, we did like that background object logo. Yeah, and unfortunately, no lever skips in Sanctum on this patch. Gonna have to go through just the normal vanilla way fighting Norman here.
Yeah, which again, like, this boss fight is not necessarily tough, but on such low equipment here, it can be a little annoying. Just the longer it goes on. Oh, Bruno takes care of it very nicely.
Nice.
That's that 1xx experience coming
Truly.
through. Yeah, I think in 107 you're here with Vengeful Spirit with no Shaman. Potentially with Dash Master though, so
now we're gonna see Hellroam. Incredibly rude place for that Twister to teleport to.
yeah,
But Bruno handled it really well. Not dashing into it.
okay,
Now we're gonna see Soulmaster.
So looks like we're not going for early control, which that's fine because we have to exit Sanctum after this. And so we'll see Fruno trying to get doubles in here when they can. So sort of that strat of coming up on the side around Soulmaster. Right as the teleport is about to happen, you can have your fireball hit twice, so double the damage. Very nice.
Yeah, really good first phase there.
I don't think we'll have fancy wall strats for phase 2.
Probably not. I would be surprised to see them. They're not easy at all, and I don't know how many people are comfortable doing them in a marathon.
Yeah, true. I mean, all of the people who do them, like, say that they're easy, so... Or at least that's what I feel like they've said to me.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Your mileage may vary with fancy wall strat. And picking up Desolate Dive. So yeah, again, we need this later to actually get to the White Defender fight. It requires dive, so but then we're able to take advantage of having this by skipping purchasing Lantern, which saves us a lot of time on getting Geo. And as Apris mentioned earlier, this Sanctum chest is going to be most of the Geo that we need for the rest of the run.
Yeah, I'm actually curious, do we even get Watch Night Geo chest later on? Oh, well, Frona's still picking up Relic, so we must need Geo. I must be missing a Geo cost down the line.
I think E-Key is the big Geo check.
Yeah, because I assume we're not buying Sly's Simple Key, right? We're just picking up the storerooms one.
Yeah, exactly. We are buying Shaman Stone.
We're buying Easy Stag. We're buying Storeroom Stag.
We might buy King Station. Yes, we also buy King
King
Station. Today.
Yeah. Never need to worry about Basin Toll. I wonder if maybe Frodo gets this this toll bench right here. Okay, no. I know I had toyed around with routes for some other meme categories I've done where you get this bench and save it through a peak trip, so then you can just like warp back here with Iki.
Yeah.
But it's really awkward to do just because then you can't warp back to Dirtmouth to shop at Sly's.
Yeah, I think I had sort of a similar journey with like kind of thinking about the routes for this run. Because we actually yeah, we skipped unlocking Crossroads Stag, which normally you do in any percent on your way over to Salubra, and then you stag back to Crossroads and enter Peak. So in this run, we're entering Peak from Dirtmouth. And yeah, I think I had a similar like bench in City, go shop at or go get Sea Heart, pick up shop key on the way, go see Sly, and purchase E-Key and then quit back, but it definitely is a lot faster to just bench in Dirtmouth, quit back to Dirtmouth, and then shop, and then take a stag.
And then just take the stag. It actually looks like Frodo maybe... Oh yeah, doing things slightly differently here is going to keep that bench in City Storeroom Stag. And the reason is after Peak, we'll be going into Resting Grounds to get Dreamnail because, of course, necessary for both entering the White Defender fight and collecting the Dreamers.
Oh, true.
And then from there, you can just stag to Dirtmouth again. So yeah, seeing these nice little bench optimizations in the routing that I think often go unnoticed because they're pretty small, but I mean,
yeah,
make a pretty big difference in the overall time of the run.
Definitely. And so yeah, so going to Crystal Peak through the top route from Dirtmouth is a little bit different than what you'll see in a lot of other runs.
Alright, getting that Pogax right away. You love to see it. Hopefully the first of many successful Pogaxes in HK7Y.
Sorry, just updating the chat commands.
Yeah, no worries.
Quickly. Wait, did we get Pogax?
We got Pogax right away, just first try. Okay, Fruno is also picking up this idol. So actually, now I'm wondering if Fruno has a plan to get a second nail upgrade, perhaps.
Oh.
I'm not really sure where the pale ore for it would come from, but kind of a lot of money at this point.
Yeah, that is a good question. Let's see, pale ore sources. Definitely
Ooh, that was
not.
a really clean fireball right there. Bruno reacting to saying that they were going to get lasered if they didn't.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, I think
probably
Basin
base.
makes sense. There's not too much of a reason to go down there since we don't need wings or anything in Abyss. But it's probably still the best one to go for. A little trouble getting that inventory drop there. For people who are unfamiliar, which I don't know if it's many, but on current patch, you can't open inventory while in the air like you can on earlier patches. So it's a physics frame perfect trick, which means 1 in 60th of a second to open inventory as you fall off a ledge. And it uncaps your fall speed, saves quite a bit of time in some drops, like that one there in Peak is one of the longer ones, but can be pretty annoying to try to get.
Yeah. So very clean damageless cycle there to pick up Crystal Heart. And now, like we mentioned, we're going to be exiting Crystal Peak and headed towards Resting Grounds. I wonder if we will see. It seems like we've got some marathon safety planning going on here, so maybe we will see Fruna pick up D-Dark. It's very conveniently located.
Yeah.
Sort of close to where we're going, and we have what we need to go get it, which just is dive, saving the grub. You love to see it.
No way Fruna was gonna leave that grub trapped there. Now going through this dark room here, gonna be going with a safer strat, a relatively safer strat, making sure to fireball the hunter that's there, and using C-dash off of all these platforms to get through it.
Very nice.
Okay, so looks like not gonna be going for dive, just down into Resting Grounds. Which I think makes sense. Like you're really gonna be relying on Shade Soul Flukes to be doing your damage.
Yeah, definitely. And so then this is another spot where you can sort of see the 1XX inspiration for the routing. So we'll go pick up Dream Nail and then instead of just quitting out back to our city bench immediately, like we were talking about, we're gonna actually head through Blue Lake via the crypts that are under Resting Grounds, and then go to Salubra that way. So this is a Gruz Moment route.
Wait, I love the Gruz Moment routing. I didn't realize that was a thing in this.
Oh, that is a thing, yeah.
That's huge.
Huge.
So yeah, we love to see C-dash and dream plants like that, just skipping over 70% of it.
Perfect dream plants, very nice.
Perfect dream plants,
yeah. But yeah, it looks like we do have like a significant amount of extra geo, and we have relic. So, I'm really not sure, and I'm curious to see where we're gonna end up spending that.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, we did get to see a fun little seer skip there. You can pause and unpause as you start that cutscene to get control back. And you can just C-dash out of the room when you're supposed to be sleeping on the floor. Saves more time than I wish it did. To just skipping seer dialogue.
Yeah. Some of the, I guess, the people who are less familiar with speedrunning rule sets might wonder, isn't this a no major glitches run?
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, what is up with that? So, I mean, seer skip, am I right? It is a form of invisible control, but sometimes in the rule sets, things just, I guess, did that get grandfathered in? Because people just did it anyways, or? I
think the real answer to it is that how, like, people did not know it was invisible control because, like, hey, you just, if you're just covered by a white screen the whole time, are you really ever truly invisible?
True.
That I think is part of it, and it's just like, you know, maybe it's better to allow it and not have to listen to Seer more than we already do.
But yeah, so quitting back to our storerooms bench after we rescue Sly, to equip Shaman Stone, and then we head directly into Sly's shop. We'll pick up the Elegant Key. Looks like no Mask Shard, I guess. And then we'll immediately quit back to that bench again. And head to get Shade Soul.
Oh, I think, yeah, this is a good point by Wildness in the chat. If you turn off your monitor, you're allowed to use invisible control. I think we might have to put that one under SRC moderator review. Maybe there's something there.
You're not allowed to play Hollow Knight blindfolded. That's not in the NMG rules.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the knight is invisible. I am the only SRC moderator for this game.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that we have you here to
Yeah.
make these decisions for us.
Yeah, I make rules.
Here we go. We get to see a little rematch with Norman, a slightly stronger version.
True.
Bruno will be going for these doubles again. And getting a lot of them, actually. This has been a really good fight so far.
Yeah, very nice. And the Geo conveniently falling on the left side of the room there, so we get to pick it up. But yeah, very nice fight. Not taking a hit. And picking up Shade Soul.
You love to see it.
You do. So now, I think... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and from here we'll be making our way down for our first trip to Waterways.
Yippee!
Yippee.
I love going to Waterways.
Yeah, it's such a great place. We're gonna be hearing so many just very pleasant noises while we're there, I'm sure.
The soundscape is impeccable.
Yeah.
And a nice elevator squeeze. Those are exclusive to the latest
Verily
patch.
Aldred.
Yeah, and in this case, by latest patch, we don't mean 1.432 plus. We mean on 1.5 patches. There are some funny differences between them.
Correct. Yeah. So using that simple key we picked up earlier, and we sold a relic on our way down.
Yeah, we're just absolutely rolling in the Geo right now. You love to see it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice hitting that soul totem through the floor.
Ooh, yeah. Had you not seen that one before? That's a Dapper Mapper classic right there.
Oh, okay.
Which that's another meme category where your goal is to buy all of the maps and bring Cornifer back home to Dirtmouth.
You know, I saw a really cool spoiler hand-framed Dapper Mapper race yesterday.
Whoa, no way.
During Rando
That sounds
Day,
like
yeah.
such a fun time.
It was a fun time.
But yeah, now we'll be picking up a very important damage upgrade, which is going to be Fluke Nest.
Yeah, so we'll do some pogos here and Shade Soul our little hearts out to take out Fluke Marm. Very nice fight.
Yeah, that was just clean right there.
Yeah, very, very nice. No note. 10 out of 10.
Quitting out back to this Waterways bench. And I'm actually not sure if we start the Overcharm now or if that's going to be a thing for later.
We start the Overcharm right now.
We start the Overcharm right now.
Oh yeah, we're
Insane.
Overcharming.
We're going for it, yeah.
I think we are going to be Overcharmed for the remainder of the run.
Ooh, okay. That's a fun time. I didn't realize that we were doing all of this Overcharmed.
Oh yeah.
So I guess we'll see some fun Overcharmed Watcher Knights, Overcharmed Umu, Overcharmed
Yep.
Beefsten. We're seeing all of
Yeah.
it.
You
All right,
name it,
amazing.
it's Overcharmed. Yeah.
Are we? Is this a? Is Fruno QGAing? Are we gonna see Overcharmed Petra Arena with Flukes? Is this really all of it?
Let's see. Unless the route changed a little bit, we are doing QGA. I know, so, you know, we sort of like ideated the route together. That's not a word, that's very corporate speak. But Fruno, since they've been the one mainly running it, I know they've made some optimization since. So there was talk of swapping around the order of getting the Dreamers.
Okay.
But we will see. I guess we'll see what happens. So what I'm expecting here is that we'll head back into city and then go collect Lurian.
Okay.
Oh, that's a nice sea dash.
Yeah, that is a good one. Okay, so no, looks like it's Watcher Knights first then.
Okay.
Or at least I can't imagine we would get Watcher Spire bench and then go do another Dreamer just to get hard saved away from it. So I think this must be Watcher Knights first.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, people in the chat I see maybe asking a little bit about making that detour for Fluke Nest. And I mean, when you have 5 rounds against a boss with 1800 health, any damage, or sorry, 1600 health, yeah. Any damage upgrades you can get are gonna be a big deal. Like, that's a lot of health to chew through. And Fluke Shade Soul is like some of the best damage you can get.
Yeah, and Overcharmed Fluke Shaman Stone making Great Husk Sentry really easy.
Yeah, you love to see it.
You do. Oh no, we're still Overcharmed. It's just a visual glitch on the HUD that makes it look like we're not Overcharmed anymore.
It's a pretty easy one to do. If you just Overcharm immediately out of a save and quit, the game just doesn't give you the overlay for it.
So, we're actually skipping the famous Watcher Knight Chandelier because with Flukes, it is just faster to kill the Watcher Knight, to kill all 6 of them, than it is to go get the Chandelier. Boom. Done.
Boom. Yeah, Flukes really just chews through their health. It's great.
Yeah, so on this, you can fluke a little bit as the Watcher Knights are spawning in, and you'll see Fruno just aiming, so all those flukes go straight into the Watchers. Oh no!
Oh, that's unfortunate. Got, yeah, some kind of rude patterns there with a back roll kind of spiraling into taking a few hits, and that is the unfortunate thing about being Overcharmed, is you can't take very many.
Yeah.
But thankfully it's a really quick run back here from the Watcher Spire bench.
Almost like they put that bench there on purpose.
What a crazy idea.
But yeah, so the patterns that would be nice to see are just the Watchers sort of standing and slashing, not rolling around all over the place. Because we want them to bunch up so that we can get more, we can deal damage to both of them at the same time. But yeah, you can see they're just very easy. They're gone in 3 flukes.
Yeah.
But Soul Gathering, when they're rolling around, is a little trickier.
Yeah, you can't hit them with your nail, and it's really not safe to go for Dream Nails. If they could stay still for a while.
It would be nice. So yeah, another thing with flukes is after you cast flukes, the hitboxes linger for a little bit. Not super long, but as they bounce around on the ground, the hitboxes are lingering. So, very nice, Fruno.
Nice.
So sometimes you'll see like the Watchers sort of roll across the screen into the flukes, and you get multi-hits there. Or yeah, as chat mentioned, bounces are good for fluke multi-hits as well, if you can get those.
And it's maybe probably unclear to some people what we mean when we say fluke multi-hits. Flukes just don't work like exactly as they should, even on current patch. And so it's a little strange, but it's like after, normally bosses shouldn't be able to be hit by flukes multiple times, but during certain animations that bosses have, they're sometimes able to just repeatedly be hit by the same fluke. And when that happens, you deal kind of an insane amount of damage. So yeah, Watcher Knights are a good example of that. Grim has some fun attacks that are really good for it. Nosk is another one that just kind of gets shredded by fluke multi-hits.
Yeah.
There we go. Our first Dreamer collected, bringing us one step closer to White Defender. And the coveted Stinky statue.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see Fruno get their Stinky statue.
Yeah.
So we are picking up a little Watcher Chest Geo here. Which, yeah, I am still unsure where we're spending that Geo.
Yeah, it's a pretty...
We have a sizable amount of Geo.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Everyone knows we are responsible Geo spenders here. We can be trusted with this amount of Geo and we'll use it for good purposes.
That's true. So from here we're heading over to King Station Stag. And from there, unless something has changed with the route, we are just going to be stagging to Dirtmouth and then heading down to Teacher's Archives to pay a visit to Umu, our dear friend.
Everyone's favorite, yeah.
Everyone's favorite. Ooh, C-Dash Bell? Okay, we maybe missed a wiggle or a look down, but we're still C-dashing the bell. You love to see it.
You love a good C-Dash Bell.
Yeah, so since the bells have hitboxes and your C-Dash also has a hitbox, you can just C-Dash across the bells. Okay, so we're back in
Lantern.
Sly.
That makes sense.
Oh.
So I imagine this is just a marathon safety precaution for Dark Deepness later on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely respect that decision for like there's already so many other things you need to practice for this run.
Yeah.
Namely White Defender and so much White Defender. Yeah, if you're not feeling comfortable with Dark Deepness already, like especially Overcharmed Dark Deepness, like just buy Lantern.
Yeah. I agree.
And like you go by so many good sources of Geo, like you walk right through Lem's room later on the way to Waterways, you really might as well.
So yeah, so our first acid skip there to get into Fog Canyon from Crossroads. It's one of the places where you need either, well, I guess you need C-Dash or Ismas or Dash Wings or
Well,
a Shade.
Or a Shade, yeah. So you don't really need anything, but I mean, the way we do it. Yeah, shout out to yesterday's flower question, Anakin. So true, sir.
True, very true.
Oh, that's an annoying place to take a hit right before Umu, but thankfully Furno will be able to go for 2 Dream Nails before Umu really gets a chance to do anything.
So yeah, we have no safety bench here, I think because the Umu fight is gonna be pretty straightforward.
Yeah. I think
But
Furno
maybe I
probably
should
gonna
hold
be... Yeah, I think as long as getting that 3rd Dream Nail in, I think things should be okay still. No extra attack, thankfully. Oh no!
No!
I imagined Umu must have been so close to death, but floated right into that platform and just half of the flukes missed, and
Yeah.
it was a good attempt to try to save it, but
Yeah. Because you really only need to fluke Umu a few times. And it dies. So it's very unfortunate. And yeah, optimally, you're not really benching since all of these Dreamer pickups hard save you anyways. So unfortunately, our hard save is back at the last Dreamer we picked up, which was Lurian. So we'll have to make our way over to King Station again. Did we comms curse that? I mean, look, runners should be prepared for comms curses, right?
true.
That's something you gotta
I've been
factor
known
in.
to say that.
I
I've
mean-
been known to suffer for having said that in the past too, but But yeah, I mean, that is a little bit the nature of this run.
True.
When you're doing, like, great damage with this overcharm, but at a pretty big risk to yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a very difficult run in a very difficult game. So I mean, props to Fruno
For sure, yeah.
for showing this off today. It's very difficult.
I know, but I think it really just kind of like encapsulates some of the things that a lot of people love about doing meme runs, of just like, it's a silly idea with a pretty cursed route, and just like, you know, I think the routing aspect is something that Fruno really enjoys. Having made a lot of their own routes for like 107, for even like all skills, like Fruno's done work on, and not even necessarily to like find a route that's the fastest, but just a route that's more enjoyable for them to run. And I think that's something that a lot of people really enjoy about meme categories, is like some of the categories like have really interesting win conditions that really lend themselves to like weird routing optimizations. And I think this run really kind of shows that. Like it's a fun routing challenge.
Yeah, totally. I think too. Oh, taking damage there again.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Hopefully we'll get some soul here on the small jellyfish. Oh.
Yeah, wanting to come to Dreamrail, they're in such awkward spots.
Yeah, but the dream nail here is a good idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's a good point. We don't know technically what the optimal route is for this run yet, so I kind of was mentioning earlier, this is the sort of 1XX inspired route. There are also two different, like, sort of any percent inspired routes. One where you also pick up C dash, but you do the early game things in a different order, and then another one where you skip C dash altogether and you pick up Ismas. And in those two, you still are getting flutes and shape soul, I think, for damage output. But very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, and as you see, just those 4 flukes that you need to get the kill. So even in that last fight, Fruno was just right there, we're about to get it.
Yeah, we were like 1 hit away. And we'll pick up Monomon here, our second dreamer. So I mean, yeah, you could, so the route where you pick up Ismas after you defeat Dung Defender, you could continue. Oops. Take a little fall out of the dream there, but we'll get right back in there.
The dream wall's notorious for not letting you wall cling or wall jump off of them.
Yeah. Which is very nice of Team Cherry to make those walls different than the other walls. But yeah, the Isma's no C dash any percent style route would do, I think, what we would do the GGG skips, which is another category extension. Is that what it is? You'd have to pick up wings.
Oh, you would do it after Dung Defender? Well, if you do it after Dung Defender, you wouldn't need wings, right?
Well, how are you getting into Isma's Grove? Because you don't have C dash.
You go through the arena.
Oh,
if you're
the
fighting
vanilla
Dung Defender,
way.
hit the lever. Yeah.
The vanilla way.
The vanilla way.
I feel like we had wings in the any percent route. I'll have to look at my notes, actually. I can do that now.
I mean, yeah, there are just so many options.
There is no other way into it. True. You have to do the spike circle. Yeah. I don't know of any other ways. Hold on. I have notes somewhere of the theoretical Ismith route.
Yippee. And yeah, and I mean, there's definitely also an argument to be made for some kind of all skills-esque routing. Like if you're going to be picking up like dive and D-Dark, maybe it makes sense to do something like that where you get, well, I guess maybe if you're not going for D-Dark, if you're gonna just go for C-Dash and quit out from there, maybe there's some merit to doing I guess at that point it's more any percent than all skills, but it's like you go do Sanctum. It's a little bit in between. Like there are just a lot of diverging paths for picking up all of these things.
Yeah, and it is sort of an interesting combination again of like you're kind of doing any percent, but since dive is required, like it sort of changes that traditional any percent, routing.
Yeah, pretty similar to like Mr. Mushroom routing, where it's again you need the 3 dreamers, but with Mr. Mushroom it's like you need wings, or I mean you don't need wings, but one of the Mr. Mushroom locations is after Broken Vessel, that it's like you might as well get wings just for the time save it gives you throughout the run.
Yeah.
I think there's some really interesting stuff with these like any percent plus meme categories.
So we're heading down to the Deep Nest Hot Spring here. It's a convenient bench we can take along the way for a little safety. You can see in the menu there we are overcharmed. Or, oh yeah, we can just sit in the hot spring as well. And get a full heal and full soul. And we're going to be heading into what would be Dark Deep Nest, but Bruno has picked up Lantern for a little bit of marathon safety. So these rooms are light now.
Which is great, because doing these rooms in the dark overcharmed sounds like a just really bad time.
Yeah, it could be not a fun time. So we're headed to Distant Village to pick up our last Dreamer. And then we will be fighting White Defender for ever.
For a while.
For a long time. Till 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Wait, did we QGA and I missed it?
We did not QGA. We just went
okay.
through Deep Nest.
Oh.
More of a sports room-esque routing, which I imagine is
that makes
at least partially for marathon safety.
Yeah.
Especially with the lantern pickup.
Yeah, and overcharmed as well.
And overcharmed, yeah.
Yeah, kind of yeah, a little spooky.
I don't know, the idea like overcharming for QG just seems like super awkward anyways, because you don't actually want flukes for Petra Arena, I don't think.
Yeah. And like I could see D-Dark not being too bad for Petra Arena, but definitely just dive for Petra Arena is like very awkward. So
I mean, this was something for, I don't know if this is ACN or something else, but I spent some time with Quado trying to figure out, like, it was like a D-Dark VS Petra Arena. And it's bad. There are like maybe some things you can do, but it's not ideal at all.
yeah.
Compared to just having Shade Soul.
Yeah. Definitely.
But it's just awkward. Like, even if you take off flukes at Archives Bench, there's not a good place to put it on before Beastden.
If only Trap Bench let you change your trunk.
Truly. But thankfully, being on 1 HP coming to that Devout normally wouldn't be very good, but with Fluke Shade Soul, like, the Devouts just sit there and die.
Yeah, so we're picking up Hera here, and we are headed directly to the White Defender fight. That's the last thing we have to do
Yeah.
in
Back
the
to King
speedrun.
Station, and it's White Defender time.
Yippee! So our last geo spend here will be purchasing Distant Village Stag, and it looks like we do have enough geo to do that, which is nice. So I think it looks like in the route notes, you might bench after Umu to remove Fluke Nest, just
Remove Fluke Nest,
for those
yeah.
things we were mentioning, like Petra Arena and not being overcharmed for QGA.
Yeah, which makes sense, but it's like if you're thinking about really optimizing, like
Yeah.
it seems awkward. It seems like a difficult decision to make.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's always a toss up between those things where it's like, okay, well, this is just faster, right? Like skipping the bench is just
Yeah.
faster. But then if having Shade Soul without Flukes equipped saves time on average in Petra
Right.
Arena, like it's hard to compare those two things of like the raw time save versus the average time save.
Definitely.
So sometimes those things can just come down to personal preference. But
And sometimes it's maybe just like you do one thing until somebody finds a new strat, and then like
Yeah.
it becomes more viable to adopt a different option.
yeah.
Yeah, making sure to pick up some soul here, because still need to open up this dive floor, and then of course you want soul going into White Defender if you can have it.
Definitely. Yeah. So here we go. This is our final boss fight,
It's time.
but we will do it 5 times.
Yeah. Maybe we want to talk about some things to look out for in this fight. Because there's one attack in particular that I would say we're not very well equipped to handle. Which is White Defender can do a big like shockwave attack that sends out like cascading spikes. Yeah, you see it right there. Like that one that just happened, exactly.
Yeah.
And normally the way you want to get around that is either using wings to just get way over it, or you shade cloak through it. But neither of those are options to us. So kind of what you have, there's like 3 things you can do. One is what Ferna's been doing and going to the wall and wall jumping over it. Another option is save soul for dive and use your dive iframes to get through it. The third is they don't actually hit like continuously through them.
No.
So you can kind of just jump for one of the gaps in it and hope it works. But hopefully we don't need to see that.
Yeah. So I think we saw the second scream there.
Yeah, we did see the scream.
Which means we did get White Defender pretty far down HP wise. So again, Fluke Shade Soul is dealing a lot of damage. The White Defender has 1600 health, so we have a lot of damage that we need to deal.
Yeah.
Even with Flukes and Shade Soul. And unfortunately, a difference between this fight and the Dung Defender fight is you can't dive White Defender out of the ground. Ooh, some volleyball action.
Yeah, I know we saw people in the chat asking about volleyball strats earlier on. Unfortunately, with only nail 1, it really doesn't do enough damage for it to be a super fast strat. But it is still good for gathering soul at least, but you don't really want to try to do the whole fight that way if you can avoid it.
Yeah. I guess another point is that, oh, very nice. GG
Nice,
White
a
Defender
hitless
1.
fight there. So it's just like, can we see that 4 more times? And I think Fruno can definitely deliver that to us.
Oh yeah, I guess another point is that White Defender does not stagger. So, that is a little rough in terms of, I mean, I guess in these later fights where we can't really heal anyways.
Yeah.
Because you'll notice White Defender dealing more damage to us, and we're overturned. So,
So a lot more damage
Yep.
to us.
Yeah. Thanks, Bruno, for showing us that White Defender now does 4 damage. So that's 2 damage, but double because of our overcharm. So
Really
healing,
scary bounce from
yeah.
White Defender.
healing will not really do us much good. No! But I believe in Bruno.
Yes. And thankfully we saw like a successful fight, a successful attempt doesn't take that long. So
True,
it's just
yeah.
a matter of, you know, going for long and just keeping up that damage to win the damage race.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're, you know, sitting and watching and saying, wow, that White Defender fight looks really fun, flukes, I want to do it 5 times without getting hit, then this is the category for you.
Which also, it is a fun fight. I do enjoy this a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I really want to play more extra rando seeds with this and GPZ10 on, because I think it's a good time.
It is. I guess in terms of patterns here, sometimes White Defender will kind of just like, he like will or won't dash backwards a little bit. And so I know when I was doing this fight, like the dash backwards would kind of throw me off. Oh, very nice. White Defender
Nice.
too. Three
Yeah, during
more.
that second phase, it's pretty consistent. You'll see that, like, burrowing through the ground, doing these big dives up, and the goal is just kind of to collect soul when White Defender comes up, and then time those flukes as he's going back into the ground to just deal huge amounts of damage. But yeah, from White Defender 3 and onward, Inferno will now be unable to take any hits.
Yep. So yeah, that's White Defender is now doing 3 masks worth of damage, but since we're overcharmed, it's 6 masks, which is more than the amount of masks that we have. So
Yeah,
we're
fun
gonna
Hollow
try our
Knight fact,
best.
6 is more than 5.
oh, wow! And already the first scream. This is going.
Yeah, and with a cast of flukes to start with. Also, really nice of White Defender right there, moving the second one to come out on top of the remaining flukes.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
awesome.
Let's
Okay,
go.
Bruno is gaming right now.
Okay, 2 more,
Two more to go.
and we're gonna not get hit. I mean, I think more speedruns should do this, where you have to fight the final boss over and over again. You know,
Yeah.
we don't see enough of that.
No. I mean, everyone loves so much when bosses just have like 3 phases that are basically just do the same thing 3 times. What if it was just do the same thing 5 times? More games should lean into this.
Yeah, I agree.
Ooh, we get some nice volleyball opportunity here for soul collection.
Very nice. Oh,
Oh, okay.
hmm.
Unfortunately, dropping the volleyball right onto their own head.
Oh, no.
Dealing a lethal amount of damage.
Oh no. And so I guess it's good to call out that we do have a new auto split for the Stinky statue. So
Amazing.
yeah, so once Bruno finishes all these fights, they need to exit the room and re-enter to be able to see the Stinky statue for the run to be over. So it's not just like we split on White Defender 5 and then, oh look, we have a Stinky statue. The end of the run is viewing the Stinky statue. Or entering the room with the Stinky statue.
But shoutouts to, is this Slorent or Jamie that helped implement that in the light in that auto split?
I believe it was Serp.
It was Serp. Oh my gosh, thanks Serp.
Thanks, Serp.
Yeah, serpent text. Also, just generally shout out too, because I know, like Icethorn, I think Jamie, Mayo have all done a lot of work on auto splitter things. So like,
Yeah.
oh, excuse me.
Jamie has not had anything to do with auto
Jamie's
splits
not
in her
okay.
life.
Never mind. My bad. I thought Jamie did, but I guess just people like that who have put a lot of work into making resources for the speedrunning community. Big shout outs to them. But
Yeah.
we're doing it. We're on to the final white
This is
defender
our
fight.
final white defender fight.
It's happening.
But yeah, I mean, big shout outs to the people who work on the auto splitter. I think they are some of the unsung heroes of the community.
Truly.
So yeah, so in this fight, White Defender would be doing 5 masks of damage. So, you know, if you're at your end game and you have all the mask shards and everything, you know, maybe you can only get hit once, I think. What, you have 9 masks from
9 masks. Yeah, I mean, if you wear an unbreakable heart, you can go to 11.
So still a difficult fight even with end game equipment. I think, yeah, 10 wins is the Golden Zote statue. That's the GPZ fight. So we're already at the screen.
With a good amount of soul.
Yeah. No.
Oh no.
It's okay. The
No,
run
that
back
is such a
is
like tough little decision there. Like, is White Defender
Yeah.
gonna go right or left? Because you need to position yourself very differently for those two.
yeah. I think also someone asked if White Defender says different things after each defeat, or if it's the same thing. I think it's different things, but
Yeah, I'm
we
pretty sure
have-
you get different lore from each one of them.
yeah. Bruno is running in Chinese because it is faster to scroll text. So I'm not actually sure what White Defender is saying.
I'm pretty sure it's just kind of things about all of the Great Knights.
I think so too, because I think,
remember correctly.
yeah, I think that's the symbolism of the 5 fights, is there are 5 great knights. Ooh,
That's so rude. Just that going back and forth between the wall.
yeah. It's really rough. 'Cause you can see there all of the 5 great knights, behind the sleeping dung defender, they have poop statues, so, in this run, we get to be immortalized as one of the great knights of Hell.
And a Stinky statue to celebrate it.
Yep. One thing I do need to do still, or I want to do, is play Pale Port.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a fan-made DLC based around the 5 Great Knights.
Yeah, and so much work went into that. There's new charms, new platforming sections, like just truly amazing bosses.
Yeah. Bruno giving us the volleyball content we want, but unfortunately taking another death there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little rough starting these later fights with no soul, I think. Oh! Yeah, just keeping him away from the walls, I think, is difficult. Like, if White Defender gets too close to one of the walls, it's a bit tricky to get around the attacks, especially without
Yeah.
wings. Like, this is a very difficult fight. Like, Bruno has made this fight look very easy, and I mean, I know you know this, chat, but it's very hard to do this without getting.
Bruno's been doing a great job so far.
Yeah. So Dung Defender would be doing 5 masks of damage. It
Oh,
would be-
that's
yeah.
Oh.
We get some hollow Ds in chat for Bruno. Giving us the White Defender content we want.
okay.
No. Yeah, it's very hard. I mean, at this point, you've done this fight, a number of times already.
Mhm.
And it's just doing it again. I think there are other boss fights where I think there's more of a rhythm. Like if you think about Grim and the NKG fight,
Yeah.
being more like a dance, but White Defender with these like, the random balls of poop around and the spike walls and all of these things are. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, it's very much a fight where you need to be just quick to react to
Yeah.
to things.
Yeah. Definitely doing a lot of reacting. So, but I think since you're not coming with Soul, to these later fights, volleyball strats when he goes into the ball and bounces around are good for Soul collection.
It's always so tense, like the scream, and you know that.
No.
Like knowing White Defender's about to start moving around, and like, am I too close and I'm gonna get instantly hit?
Yeah. And we're still going. But yeah, getting to the scream is I want to say you're more than halfway done with the fight when you get to the scream.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's at least halfway done. Like, I think White Defender can technically scream at half health, but like, because of the way the FSMs work, it's likely to be a little bit after half health.
Yes!
Let's go!
Oh, let's go! Okay, so the run does not actually end until we view that Stinky statue.
The thing we've been putting all of this work into.
Yes. But yeah, huge props to Fruno for showing off this run. It's very difficult. Oh, and look at Bender sitting there. He tells us some things that we don't understand. And we leave and come back in. And we have our
And
Stinky
there it
statue!
is! Let's go!
Yeah! Ugh, it's so perfect. So looks like we're gonna get Fruno in here for an interview. Fruno!
Hello, GG.
BG! You won! You're Stinky!
You're stinky. Let's go.
Look at me, stinking it up.
Stinking it
Yeah.
up. Yes. How are you feeling, Fruno? That is a tough boss fight, especially to do 5 times and trying not to get hit.
I was very disappointed that I got 3 and 4 first try, and then 5 struggle bus.
Yeah.
But hey. So I didn't expect to die to Umu. I probably practiced Umu most after the White Defender fights. It went perfectly the second time.
Yeah.
It did, yeah. Yeah, I think it's tough on those ones where those fluke fights where sort of if you are able to get the damage that you need to get in, it goes very quickly, but if you aren't able to get that damage in, then things kind of can spiral as you're trying to recover from
I always get tripped up when during the dolphin thing where he goes into the ground and then he'll like wiggle back and forth instead of going in a straight line. I always fall for it. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, so many White Defender's attacks, like, if he's up against the wall, they're just so much more annoying to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is a very difficult run, and it was so much fun to watch. So thank you for showing this off today.
Yeah, happy to be here. Looks like we're a little bit ahead of schedule.
Wow,
You'll love to see it.
you do love to see it.
I
Starting
guess
off on
Bruno,
good foot.
if you have any thoughts to people who are maybe interested in running Stinky Percent or other similar meme categories, I know you have quite a few different runs under your belt. Like any thoughts to people like that? Like,
Don't let your memes be dreams. Make this
Yeah.
meme day. Make your
true.
memes reality.
Very
Um,
true.
Did I say don't let your memes be dreams?
You
That's
did
what I
say
meant.
that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did. You did. Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of other really good category extensions coming up. As we mentioned, so Fruno actually is the world record holder for Stinky. Was this actually world record, Fruno?
By like a minute.
Let's
Yo!
go.
World record! I was
Huge.
here! Yeah!
If I hadn't died at all, it would have been like 55 minutes
Oh, let's go.
instead of
Sub hour.
107. Nice.
Shout out
Um,
to 56 world record coming soon.
True. Shout out. This category though is not on SRC. So usually in order to convince the SRC mods to put a category on the actual website, we need like a number of different people running the category. So if you would like to see Stinky Percent on speedrun.com/Hollow Knight /category extension, then you should run Stinky Percent. It's very fun. As Fruno showed off, there are a lot of safety strats to make this incredibly difficult run a little bit easier and more comfortable, and to still have a competitive time. So, yeah, I mean, I hope to do some Stinky runs soon. I hope I see more people doing spinky speed runs, stinky speed runs in the near future. But Fruno, unless you have any other shout outs or things, I think maybe that's all from us.
Shout outs to Oat and AP for comic. Shout outs to Elle for restreaming, and shout outs to Sylvie for organizing Meme Day.
Yippee!
Yippee. I think before we go, we'll give a quick preview of what's coming next. We'll be taking a little break, but in around 20 minutes, we'll be having a Zero Geo any percent run by Miss Moo But Cool.
Ooh.
Which, yeah, I think we had that last year in HK6 year as well. Really fun run to watch. I'm super excited for it, so definitely be back for that.
Yeah, stay tuned.